played by Zachary Levi, and he's killed off in about 10 seconds. And I know most people will be like, well, obviously, because he's got to play Shazam now. But keep in mind, he was announced as Shazam about a week ago, and this movie wrapped filming about a year ago. So
the Warriors 2 are gone.
So that was disappointing to see two main characters killed off in a split second.
Without any plot development.
No dialogue, no whatsoever. Like, these are the same Warriors 3 that, went to Earth to bring Thor back in the first one. And
destroy the Destroyer, right?
Yeah. And they fought alongside him in the Dark World. And just to see him killed off like it's nothing. Obviously, the third of the Warriors 3, what's his name?
He did some fighting.
Hogan got a little more time, actually got some dialogue, which was nice, but he was also killed by Hela after about 3 or 4 minutes of screen time. That was very disappointing because just, these are supposed to be Thor's mates, essentially, and they're just...
Thor didn't even, at the end of the movie, he didn't even go, where's everyone?
Yeah.
I think he forgot.
Yeah. Thor didn't mention once about their death. And it's crazy because in Thor the Dark World, Thor's mother dies, and obviously that's his mother, not his friends. Obviously it's a bit more dramatic, but her death, she got an entire Asgardian funeral where they push her out into the canoe and they all shoot the fire arrows, and it's all sad and dramatic. And in this one, they're killed off, and it's basically just like a joke.
Yeah. It's for Scourge. It's for Scourge to sit down and don't kill me.
Yeah. So
I guess that's where the comedy becomes kind of dumb. They set up a joke to kill two major characters. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's one of the moments that really frustrated me watching this movie. Moving forth, is there anything you want to talk about on the Trash Planet specifically?
The Willy Wonka reference was pretty funny when he's sitting in the chair. That was cool.
Yeah, and they were playing Willy Wonka music in the background.
Pure imagination. And when he goopified that guy, that was funny. He's like, "You're pardoned from life." Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. The Grandmaster, Jeff Goldblum, great portrayal
Very funny.
as the character. The Grandmaster didn't really annoy me because I've never met the Grandmaster before, so for all I know, he is a comedic character. So I thought that performance was good, and I liked all his mannerisms and just
played Jeff Goldblum.
Just oh God, go get him. Oh, bring me my champion. I thought the Grandmaster performance was very good.
Those holograms are kind of cool. They cut out to see he was saying, but it didn't matter because he was saying the same stuff over.
Yeah. The reveal of Hela as Odin's firstborn. This really didn't work for me because
didn't he just say?
Yeah, he was just like, Hela, my firstborn. You didn't know about her.
I think a better way to do that was probably for the audience to know when she broke down the ceiling. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Instead of Odin telling us first, it would have been cooler to see that happen.
Yeah, because I don't know. Her character was good for what it was, but just this reveal of, she's like your sister, and it doesn't even take him aback or anything.
Yeah.
And
it would have been better for her to tell Thor.
Yeah, and also, like I said, I was watching the original Thor a little bit on FX before we recorded this, and when Thor is given the crown, well, not officially given the crown in the first movie, but he has that whole ceremony, and Odin says, Thor, my firstborn, but, doesn't even bat an eye. That goes to show that Hela was not, planned to be...
Well, I mean, he did banish her away forever.
That's fair. But it was such a, distinct from the... I felt it didn't make that much sense. And being a sibling, I felt didn't really change anything. I felt like she could have just been an outside force that fought alongside...
There was no rivalry there. That's a Loki thing.
Yeah. Like I said, I felt she could have just been, she was a force that fought alongside Odin and went rogue, or not so much went rogue, but Odin disagreed with her ways.
She wanted to take more, and he was kind of good with taking stuff at that point.
Yeah. I did find that interesting, though, that the history of Asgard was not all sunshine and rainbows. I really liked that scene when they break down the mural and
cool.
reveal.
That's the way they should have introduced that she was his daughter.
Yeah, I really like that. That would have paid off a lot more, I feel, personally.
Yeah, than dying and just saying, "Oh yeah, bad guy, your daughter. Who knew?"
Exactly. Do you want to touch on Valkyrie?
Yeah, that's actually, I was just about to say that.
So yeah, go for it.
Her performance was really good. I think she was one of the better characters in the movie. I was kind of worried because, like, with those side characters, like, they're usually kind of useless, but I think she was one of the most useful fighters in this movie. Like, her cool ship she was doing with punching, that was really cool.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. The whole backstory of the Valkyrie, like, force, I thought that was great.
That's the best shot in the movie, too.
Oh yeah, it was, honestly, it was a beautiful shot with...
Kind of out of place in that movie.
Yeah, but it was very biblical with the Pegasus coming down from the sky upon, like, Hela with all her, like, demonic army. Truly an amazing shot. We saw it some in the TV spot, but they kind of expand upon it in the actual movie. And yeah, I thought it was amazing. Alright, so going forth from that, we want to get into basically, like, the final attack, essentially.
You want to talk about Bruce Banner first?
Oh, yeah, God, how can we not talk about Bruce Banner? Go for it.
Mark Ruffalo does a great job again. I think some of his jokes were the funniest because he wasn't trying to be funny like some of the other actors.
He was just
like,
kind of confused.
Yeah, when he's putting on Tony's stuff, he's like, "Look at me, I'm Tony Stark." It's like he's funny. Another cool shot was when he was getting mad with Thor. His like forehead started to green up, like he was going to turn Hulk.
Yeah.
And but I think like when they were talking about how like Hulk's character will be so much more developed in this movie. Not really. It was just kind of like he's angry. Look at him. He's a Hulk guy. Like every single movie.
Yeah.
Nothing was really explained for that except that like we can put Hulk in this movie and it would be interesting. It's like Planet Hulk. So that was kind of like it was okay, but Mark Ruffalo does a good job as always.
Yeah. I really like Mark Ruffalo in this movie, but like you said, they didn't really flesh out his character any more than it already is.
Yeah, they just make references to like Black Widow saying like sun's setting.
That was one of the funny jokes when sun's getting real low. I really like that. I really liked Hulk as Hulk, but not the Smashing Hulk. The Hulk that was just basically just a jolly green giant interacting with Thor.
Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought
he's been Hulk for 2 years, so he's gained some vocabulary.
Yeah, I thought he was great. So just going into like the final battle. One joke that I could see coming from a mile away and really thought it fell flat, no pun intended, but when Bruce Banner jumps out of the ship and he's like, "You want to know who I am?" And I'm like, I've been watching this movie for about an hour and a half. I know where this is going. He's going to fall flat. He's going to break his ribs on the Bifrost, and then everyone's gonna laugh. But I'm not gonna laugh because this is supposed to be an apocalyptic moment, and we're not like. And then he falls, as I predicted. That happens.
Nice.
He should be dead. He turned into the Hulk because I guess nothing gets the Hulk angrier more than smashing all his ribs in. And then Hulk fights the dog, and yeah.
It's a little callback to the original Hulk when he jumps off the plane.
Yeah.
But that was more dramatic and handled better. I think this was just played for laughs.
Yeah. So, obviously, towards the end of the movie, Thor comes to the realization he can't defeat Hela in basically hand-to-hand combat.
His hammer's gone, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we never touched on that. Yeah, his hammer, staple of the Marvel Universe, iconic in pop culture, boom, just destroyed in 2 seconds.
Think about how much merchandise will go down for Marvel without being able to make toys of that hammer now.
Yeah, I know. And they're all about the merchandise, so it's kind of surprising.
It's going to be a new Thor eye patch.
Yeah, Thor loses an eye and doesn't really care that much.
He's like, whatever.
That's just kind of how it is. He has an eye patch now. He's looking more like Odin, I guess. And in the final battle, Thor realizes that he can't defeat Hela in hand-to-hand combat, so he instructs Loki to bring back Surtur and destroy Asgard, because if he destroys Asgard, he can prevent... he needs to have Ragnarok happen. It's a prophecy.
Hela takes her power from Asgard. She's powerless without Asgard. And if Asgard's destroyed, she dies.
Exactly. So, Surtur comes back. Great action set piece. Looks fantastic.
That should have been most of the movie.
It really should have been. He destroys Asgard in about 3 minutes. Hulk goes to fight him. They evacuate everyone onto the ship.
Thor's like, don't fight him, Hulk. Get into the ship. That was kind of easy. Hulk's like, okay.
Yeah, that was kind of weird how he just complied like that. But he gets in the ship, and then our boy Korg is like, oh, we can still rebuild it if the foundations are still there. And then Asgard blows up. A staple of the Marvel Universe is...
But that's what you wanted, is it not?
No, that's what I wanted. But this is where it gets me. This is like what should have happened. It should have drastically changed the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then all we get out of it is Korg going up. No, the foundation's gone. And Thor is just like, what have I done? And no, Thor, you needed to. It's what we had to do. And I just...
rebuild on Earth.
It really didn't work for me.
Oh, another good scene when Scourge the Executioner, when he dies, that's a direct callback to the comics when he dies with the AK-47s.
Oh, really?
And I thought that was a great dramatic scene. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I did like Karl Urban as Scourge in this movie. He was great for what it was. He wasn't really hugely developed, I guess, but I did like his character arc of coming around and realizing what he really should be fighting for. We're kind of running out of time, so is there any last things you want to touch up on?
Overall, pretty solid jokes. I liked most of the jokes. CGI was good. It's always a thing. Sometimes you can see like how the computers kind of mess up.
Just the Norway scene was bad CGI.
Yeah, because that was rushed. Because it was supposed to take place in a New York alleyway.
Yeah.
Which might have been cooler.
Yeah.
We don't know. Maybe in the Blu-ray we'll see some deleted scenes.
Yeah.
That's about it.
All right.
I think it was pretty solid. What about you?
Yeah, if we're going to give our scores out of 10, talking about this movie now, when I opened this review, I just said how I blatantly disliked this movie. But talking about it, I realized some of my gripes, yes, they hurt, but at the same time, they don't really weigh down the movie significantly. I'll tell you now, when going into this review, I was ready to give it a 5.7.
Really?
I'm going to give it a 7.1. So... okay. A 7 I consider an average movie. So just above average.
Yes.
Could have been considered great in my opinion if it met my expectations. But we all have different expectations. This movie worked for a lot of people. That's just my humble opinion on the movie. Don't hate me for it. Mike, what's your score?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because I had nothing for this movie. I didn't know what it was going to be.
Sure.
I was walking in blind-ish, like I knew it was going to be funny and all, but it blew me away because I was expecting another boring Thor movie, and that's just how I feel about most of the Thor movies. They're probably the lowest on my MCU listing, but I think this one is in my top 10 because it took what was the best about Thor and then put it into a different situation, which I thought worked really well for the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, it is time to roll credits. Alright, so with that being said, that is our review of Thor Ragnarok. I'd like to do more of these types of reviews that, we get or an episode dedicated entirely to reviewing a movie.
Yeah, like special episodes.
Yeah, so we'll probably do another one, I'd assume, with Justice League. But
Star Wars.
Yeah, looking to the future. Stranger Things, it's coming this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the end of the week, maybe even sooner. I just have a few episodes to finish up. And then this week we'll have our normal Wednesday episode.
Regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, so like I said, you can follow the podcast at Real Talk Pod on Twitter. Just stay tuned for updates. Mike, where can we find you?
Mike Gillis25 on pretty much everything.
Awesome. Same with me at Liam Crowley 714 on pretty much everything. And with that being said, we're kind of out of time, so thank you for joining us. It's been real.
It's been real.
Yeah, alright, thanks guys. See you next week.
See you guys.